much for joining me here on IG. And thanks so much again as well over here on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, you know, YouTube, all those places that I hang out at. As you can see, I'm not in my normal place. Hence the reason I was running behind here today, trying to get the internet to come up, traveling, doing all the key things I'm doing as it pertains to family time. Thanksgiving, this Wednesday, I have one who turns 35, my eldest daughter, and another daughter, my youngest daughter, who turns 17. So we got a lot going on, running and ripping and running down to colleges, picking up one and just getting ready. And it's a lot going on in the ATL. So just wanted to let you all know that yes, although I was running behind, I'm still again a woman of my word. I'm going to get in where I fit in at. I fought through with that tenacity to go ahead and come on and bring you all this good information in spite of. It's day 21, y'all. It is day 21. I'm excited as always to bring you this good information. And we are actually in the 21st day of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. And today we're going to be talking about efficiency unveiled, navigating the landscape of business processes. Y'all know I'm all about that, right? Now, remember, I'm not in my normal place, so I am going to have to probably grab some of my notes where I can't really flow a certain way, but we're going to make sure we give you this information the way that you need it. We are actually going to embark on the efficiency expedition in this 21st day, right? Today, we're going to uncover the power within your business processes and how to identify, improve, and of course, y'all know we got to talk about some streamlining them for what? Success. Again, if you're just now joining me, my name is Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady over at Let's Talk Strategies, home of the SASS factor. And as I begin to paint a story, it won't be like the storytelling it was yesterday. I had such a ball. I want to kind of talk about unraveling the process piece because so many of us struggle when it comes to system and processes. Now, I believe the key to eliminating inefficiencies is to simplify and streamline. That's part of my four-step framework: simplify, automate, systematize, and streamline. I truly believe that eliminating inefficiencies, the best way to do it is to keep it simple, as they would say. And as we move forward, then we streamline. This ensures that your business processes are efficient and straightforward. So whether you have that meticulous, or you've gone through that meticulously documented everything, every step, or not, because some people don't get into that. Various processes truly play a crucial role in your business. But to make significant improvements, you first need to identify the most inefficient ones. Quite often we jump into areas that we don't need to be in, and we jump right past the thing that we need to focus on. So let's talk about this. Let's dive into the realm of business processes where they usually fall into, I believe, I think I got like three or four categories. Let me check my notes here. Yeah, business processes, y'all. They generally do. They fall within three categories. Or at least that's what I'm going to speak on here today. Okay. So let's dive right on into them. The three categories that I'm going to talk about is operational processes, management processes, and supporting processes. Now, let's kind of hone in on the first one, the operational process. That's like the day-to-day activities, okay? Those things that keep your business running, from the order processing to inventory management, all of that, the basic necessities. That's that one category that's extremely important. Now, the other two are important as well. That second one is the management processes. Now, that's strategic planning, strategic goal setting, to say that, just for lack of better words. And resource allocation. It's that thing that kind of guides your business towards the objectives that we've been talking about lately, okay? Now, that third category of business processes, that you need to be cognizant of and focusing on is the supporting processes. These are extremely important. Those tasks like the human resource stuff, IT support, administrative stuff, the payroll stuff, that stuff that provides the necessary backup stuff, that, for you to operate your business in its most smooth way. You have to make sure that you have those three areas of focus in order for you to really, really move seamlessly through the business process or navigate seamlessly through your business processes. Now, let's talk about identifying those high impact processes. To start, where you, let me see here. I think to start, in my opinion, I think that I started when it came to my processes. I started not just thinking about the end in mind. Y'all, I started with the areas that I failed in most, right? So, my support management piece, there were struggles for me in that because, of course, with the support, there were human resource pieces that I didn't have in place because I didn't think I needed to have them in place at that time as a one stop shop person, a one employed type thing. I didn't have a VA, I didn't have all those different people. So I had to learn how to kind of start with that. Start with those areas that you fail in, look at the support, the management, the operations. Each category has its important supporting pieces, right? To me, your primary part is probably the process piece, right? Because it's directly or indirectly adding what? Value to the customer. So when I found myself failing in those areas, I had to quickly get somebody to help me. But my weaknesses was that area of the human resource piece. Not that I struggled when it came to hiring people and all those different things. It's just that there were so many different I's that needed to be dotted and T's that needed to be crossed. This is why it was so important for me to quickly get my workflows together. I had to. I was all over the place. It was driving me crazy. So, when you consider things, consider first and foremost as you go through this process piece, those three areas that we talked about, what? The management, the support, and the operationals. Look at the areas that you're failing in. Tackle that one first. Okay? Tackle that one. Remember, each category is important. None is more significant than the other, although some people may think it would be, especially when we start talking about things like, our payroll and making sure that our communications get out there the right way. So when we think about support, remember support processes fall up under the things that fall up under support processes can be the hiring, the training, tech support. I get people talking about that all the time where they struggle with that. The purchasing, the accounting. Accounting was my struggle. I had to deal with a CPA. I couldn't do it. I kept messing up. First off, I kept, what do you call it? Uh, Crossing my personal with my business and moving things the wrong way. And I had to get somebody to really, really help me with that. That's a serious thing that I needed to get together because your girl's about to get in trouble with the IRS, right? So those are things that you have to really, truly think about. What are your weak points? Start in those areas that you've fallen in or that you're failing in right now. My next one that I want to kind of break down more is the management processing piece. Now, that encompasses process improvement. Remember, I always talk to you all about, writing the vision and making it plain and getting things that's in your head out of your head down on paper. Why? So that you can see it. You can see what it is you're working on. You can see what it is that you need to improve, right? And as you can see it clearly, you can also see those things that you need to be working on and things you don't want to work on. Like what? The budgeting piece, the planning piece, the funding piece, product development, all these things that guide your business to the growth piece. I quickly realized, even under that particular area, management processes, that there was just some things that I didn't need to work on. Some things I just did not need to focus and bother. But I wouldn't have, I don't want to use the word I wouldn't have known it, but I wouldn't have really, really realized it was my weak point had I not had it written where I could clearly see it. These things are extremely important that you have them front and center, that you are at least aware of them. When you write them down and then you begin to categorize it, you know exactly what needs to go in this particular bucket and what needs to go in another bucket. When you can see it clearly, you know where your strengths are and your weaknesses. And it also lets you see and know where you need to go and give it to somebody else at if this is something, right? Now, the processes with the biggest impact on your success are often within the operational and the primary categories, right? Directly delivering, because they directly deliver that thing to your actual customer. Now, I want you to think about some things. Think about where you are spending most of your time and which aspect have a substantial, I guess, impact on the success of your business. I need you to reflect on it. Reflect on how visible or how deep you are in your communications piece. Reflect on or how visible the communication gaps are in your business. See if you have things that are unclear, like unclear direction. You're telling people to do stuff, but it's not clearly defined. And then look at those tasks that may be time consuming tasks. All of that falls in one of those categories. Remember, we got the operational, we've got the management, and then we've got the support. I'm telling you, these pieces are extremely important, all three categories. Having clarity on each of those categories will help set you going in the right direction and help you not keep having to fall back because you don't quite know what to do, when to do it, or how to do it. At least when you have addressed and you have your business outlined via these three categories, you can clearly see what's going on in the business and you can see what you're missing. You really can. And you can see what's not in your wheelhouse so that you can give it to somebody else. So if I was to leave you with anything here today, as I am not in my normal office and sitting here trying to make sure I got the good to give you all, I'd like for you to remember those three specific, I guess I could call them categories for business processes, and understand the importance of each of them: the operational processes, the management processes, and the supporting processes, right? Each of them play a different role. Remember, operationals, the day to day activities, the things that keep the business running. Management processing, that is your strategic planning, the goal setting, the stuff that we've been talking about lately, right? All those key things that you need to stay on top of, those things that will guide your business towards the objectives, that end goal in mind. And then, of course, the supporting process. We all have to have them. If you don't have a human resource team, you might be the human resource, but you need to know you got to have this stuff together, right? Because at the end of the year, there's certain things that have to be done that falls up under their umbrella. The IT support, the administrative task that provides that necessary, I guess, backup to your actual business operations. Stay on top of it. Don't think that it's something that you can just jump into, with your eyes closed. That wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda will bite you later on when it comes to those things that Uncle Sam, the IRS, and your state, all these things will come up, and if you are sideswiped by it, the excuse is not going to matter. The I don't know is not going to matter to them, right? Staying on top of these three areas will help you truly maintain the efficiency that you need to maintain in your business. It'll also help you again move with ease as you go through it, right? It really truly will. In a nutshell, it'll help you kind of navigate through the efficiency landscape of your business. Now, I do have some tips, I believe. I'm going through to look to see if I can find those tips for you, of things that you need to, or things that you can possibly think about doing or leveraging as it pertains to this particular topic. And one, I believe, is the efficiency piece, right? My hands are up here. I'm kind of scrolling and looking because I'm not in my normal place where I can flow with ease, but we still want to make sure that we get this information to you. I may have gone through it. Yeah, I think I did. So the tips were within the actual categories. That tip one, make sure that you have those operational processes together, right? Day to day activities. Workflows are going to help you. The step by step, your task. Make sure that the task that you're dealing with on a consistent day to day basis in your day to day activities, make sure that your focus is on those income generating activities. That's going to be extremely important for you, right? And then the next tip, and when it comes down to the management processing, if there are areas that you're really not good at, don't feel bad about giving it to someone else, right? People hire people in management all day long. You're the owner, you may call yourself the manager, but sometimes it's not your strength point. So make sure that you have a strategic plan in place. Make sure that they align with the goal in mind. So goal setting and strategic planning have to really mesh together. They really do. And make sure that you have it listed so that it operates as a guide that your other people, the people that may be working with you, that they can follow that and everyone's on the same page and no one's trying to figure things out. Everything is on the up and up. You're not frustrated, and your employees, your junior admins, your VAs, everybody's on the same page. Nobody's ready to quit you. You're not ready to fire somebody, right? And then last but not least, that last tip as it pertains to the supporting process piece, make sure that you have things set up the right way and that it allows your operations to run smoothly. Make sure the biggest tip out of all of this is that you have some sort of backup system in place. You got to have it. It's going to be extremely important. So for day 21, in my environment that I'm usually not in, as I've been traveling for the holiday, we spoke here for strategic leadership mastery. Our topic is all about the way that we need to be efficient. So is efficiency unveiled, navigating the landscape of business processes. I've shared 3 business processes that you all need to focus on. And those processes are processes that no one can just skip past. It's a necessity if you're planning on running an efficient business in a business that is growing, right? Streamlining and scaling. Those 3 processes: operational processes, management processes, support processes. I provided you with a few tips, reminding you that make sure that your day-to-day activities are kept in order, right? Because why? It keeps the business running. That's the operational process, right? I also talked about strategic planning and making sure that they align with your goals, right? They mesh well together. That's the management processing piece. And then last but not least, we touched on the supporting process, tasks like human resources, payroll, IT support, accounting. I don't do it. I've got a CPA to do that. These are areas of your business processes that you have to stay on the up and up and keep together, right? So I want you to make sure that when you tackle your business processes, that you tackle the process that you're failing in, right? Go to that and then work backwards. Try not to be that one that only wants to deal with the easy stuff. Sometimes we got to we got to dig deep. Get on that stuff that you're not doing well with. Tackle that first. Get that efficiency piece together in that area and watch how things will begin to flow for you. They will. They really will. Well, all right. I hope that you found this helpful. I know it was helpful for me. I'm glad that you all did take the time out of your busy schedule to join me here today. And thanks so much for staying and joining me here. Hey there, Five Grands Boutique. Thanks for joining me here a little later than we normally would like to join. We usually kick it off at 6 during the weekday. Now, the weekend edition is pre-recorded, and if I can jump in and do different things, I will. But this is the holiday week, and I still want to make sure that I give you all the information that you need. This is day 21 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. This is Danette Moss, Business Systems and Implementation Strategist, in a different location because I'm traveling and don't have all my stuff with me. But hey, I still wanted to make sure I jumped in and showed up for this 61-day journey for females that I'm taking you on as we grow our business and take it from overwhelm to putting that business on rinse and repeat. In a nutshell, I'm always going to be here, not only to help you get your SaaS on in your business, simplify, automate, systematize, streamline, so that we can really, really take that business where it needs to go. I'm here to help you go from strategy to implementation of your business. Because, y'all, we got to implement. You got to. If you are planning on growing a successful business, it's going to truly be about implementing. Implementation is going to be key. And if you put these things in place, you will find that your stress level will be kind of minimum, because as a business owner, you're going to have them. I'm not even going to fake the funk, right? You're going to have some stresses, but having these three core business processes in place, or areas, categories, areas of businesses, operational processes, management processes, and supporting processes, things will move a lot more with ease. So I encourage you to do that. So for your homework, because we always have a bit of it. One, if you are not part of the Get Your Sass On community, I encourage you to join us in the Get Your Sass On community. If you are wondering how you can do that, please feel free to visit the GYSO community.letstalkstrategies.com. Again, that's GYSO community.letstalkstrategies.com. It's the Get Your Sass On community. Over there, we have other female CEOs. I always like to say successful female CEOs over there working to take their business from overwhelmed to putting it on rinse and repeat, because who wants to be stressed? We got enough of that. And then we blend that life and that business together. There's a level of accountability that I truly, truly appreciate that takes place over there in the Get Your Sass On community. So I would love to have you join us. So like I said, for your homework, I want you to listen back to this, right? I realize it's not my normal platform or place that I'm in. So I've had to kind of like cut it short a little bit, but I want you to revisit what I spoke about. I'd like for you to look at your support processes. I'd like for you to look at your operational processes and your management processes. Give yourself a checkup from the neck up. Look to see if these things are in place. If they're not in place, I encourage you to get them in place. That's the only way that your business is going to grow. I'm all about business growth. I mentioned a while ago, patty cake time is over with. We are looking forward to taking this year and ending it with a bang and bringing in 2024 a lot more successful. And that's going to be done by us being strategic, operating as strategic leaders and mastering these things that are necessary in order for us to have the success that I know you plan on having. Well, all right, y'all. Thanks so much for joining me again. This is day 21 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. Our topic today was Efficiency Unveiled, Navigating the Landscape of Business Processes. This is Danette Moss, Business Systems and Implementation Strategist, aka the Strategy Lady, in a different environment, so it's kind of dark in here and all of that. But I wanted to make sure I still came forward and gave you all this information so that you can begin to work on these areas that I gave you so that you can truly identify the high impact areas of your business, so that you can pinpoint the processes and to be able to move through it with ease. So whether it's your sales, whether it's your customer service, whether it's product development or marketing, these are the what I consider the intricate threads or tapestry of your business. So these are areas that you gotta get together. If they ain't together, get them together, sassy lady. Well, all right, y'all. This is Danette signing off because I'm not in my normal environment, traveling. Now tomorrow is Tuesday. I probably will go ahead and just have to do a pre-recorded because I don't want us to run into this again at the location I'll be staying at. I'll probably pre-record and it'll probably go live around the same time between 6 and 6:30. Again, my goal is to show up for these 61 days. I prefer being here at 6 o'clock because it brings consistency. But when life is lifing, we got to keep lifing with it. And I'm still going to show up anyway and give you all the good, and the information that I know that you need to have in your business in order for you to have the success that you desire to have to go from overwhelmed to putting your business on rinse and repeat. In a nutshell, going from strategy to implementation. It's time to take action, ladies. Y'all take care and thanks so much for joining me.